Good morning. How is everyone today? Let me just lift this up just a little bit. Morning. It is Thursday, October 7th, and I'm in a good mood today. So I pray everyone else is off to a good start and that you're in a good mood as well. Today, we are reading Psalms chapter 7. I'm going to read it only out of the Amplified Classic today. I looked at it, and the verses that really stuck out to me are pretty much the same in both translations, other than the fact that the Amplified adds a little bit more to it. It makes it a little clearer. So I'm going to stick with that. And I'm going to name our day, tell you what I have already named the day, rather, and then we'll go on with our day. All right, so good morning once again to everyone. Thank you for everyone who is. Good morning, Sharon. How are you? Good to see you. I pray all is well with you. All right, so let's get into Psalms chapter 7. And this is, excuse me, out of the Amplified Classic. It says, an ode of David, probably in a wild, irregular, enthusiastic strain, which he sang to the Lord concerning the words of Cush, a Benjamite. O Lord my God, in you I take refuge and put my trust. Save me from all those who pursue and persecute and deliver me. Lest my foe tear my life from my body like a lion, dragging me away while there is none to deliver. O Lord my God, if I have done this, if there is wrong in my hands, if I have paid back evil, him who was at peace with me, or without cause have robbed him who was my enemy, let the enemy pursue my life and take it. Yes, let him trample my life to the ground and lay my honor in the dust. Arise, O Lord, in your anger. Lift up yourself against the rage of my enemies, and awake and stir up for me the justice and vindication that you have commanded. Let the assembly of the peoples be gathered about you and return on high over them. The Lord judges the people. Judge me, O Lord, and do me justice according to my righteousness, my rightness, justice, and right standing with you, and according to the integrity that is in me. Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the uncompromisingly righteous, those upright and in harmony with you. For you who try the hearts and emotions and thinking powers are a righteous God. My defense and shield depend upon God, who saves the upright in heart. God is a righteous judge, yes, a God who is indignant every day. If a man does not turn and repent, God will whet his sword. He has strung and bent his huge bow and made it ready by treading it with his foot. He has also prepared for him deadly weapons. He makes his arrows fiery shafts. Behold, the wicked man conceives iniquity and is pregnant with mischief and gives birth to lies. He made a pit and hollowed it out and has fallen into the hole which he had made before the trap was completed. His mischief shall fall back in return upon his own head, and his violence come down with the loose dirt upon his own scalp. I will give to the Lord the thanks due to his righteousness and justice, and I will sing praise to the name of the Lord Most High. This psalm, Sharon, this is powerful, right? Some of these verses are really powerful. So let's just go back up here to the top. And he is saying here, in verse 8, the Lord judges the people. Judge me, O Lord. So he's saying, Lord, check me. And this is why it's important that we check ourselves. This is why we ask God to create in us a clean heart and renew a right spirit in us. He's saying, judge me, O Lord, and do me justice according to my righteousness and according to the integrity that is in me. So if we are not right, that's the same measure that's going to be weighed upon us, right? So we can't stand that. I wouldn't want that. If I was up up to no good all the time and, doing wickedness, and then that's the measure that God is going to judge me against, I couldn't stand up against it. And so this is why we have to have our walk right. This is why we have to walk righteously and have integrity. Because woe, right? Woe unto us if that's what's going to be measured back to us. So that that alone should cause us to want to walk upright. All right, so let's go to verse 12. If a man does not turn and repent, God will whet his sword. He has strung and bent his huge bow and made it ready. Again, so we will have to deal with God. And it's not going to be pretty. This to me was a strong, when I read this, and I read this in both translations this morning, when I read this, I was like, if this doesn't cause people to want to get on the right track, I don't know what will. All right, so verse 14, behold, the wicked man conceives iniquity and is pregnant. Now, the word pregnant stood out to me when I read this. I was like, wow, this says he's pregnant with mischief and gives birth to lies. Because, when we're pregnant for 9 months, that's a long journey while that baby is being formed and developed. Right? 9 months, that 9 months does not, like 9 months in normal time is goes by pretty quickly, but when you're pregnant and you getting big and you're uncomfortable, and like me, I was pregnant over the summer. My daughter was born in September. My first child was born in September, so I was big and uncomfortable during the heat of the summer, and it just seemed like that pregnancy wasn't coming to an end. So it feels like at times 9 months is a long time. So to be pregnant with mischief, that to me, when I read that and I put that into terms that I could understand, pregnancy in the natural, carrying a baby, you're carrying that baby for a while. So that means that to me, this is what I got out of it. That wicked person, they are planning their wickedness for a while. They're planning that. They're coming up with a plot. They're devising their schemes. And then from those schemes, it says it gives birth to lies. All right, so this is how we get trapped, because when that's a well laid out plan, and a lot of times their plan is well laid out. Their lies are well thought out. And so if you're not careful, if you don't pray and ask God for discernment, you will fall into a trap. Because sometimes what people devise and the lies people tell, if your mind doesn't work like that, you don't even think. You can't even fathom it. So you don't even think that it's a lie. You're like, nobody can make that up. Nobody, why would somebody lie about that? So I'm going to share this story with you. I used to love Judge Hatchett. And there was a case on Judge Hatchett one day, and this woman came, it was her against this man, and she's telling this story of the things that this man had done to her. And usually I thought Judge Hatchett was on point, but this day I did not agree with her at all. I knew that this woman was telling the truth, and she's going on to tell these stories of all the things that this man had done to her. And Judge Hatchett tore this woman apart in the courtroom, and she said accused the woman of lying on this man. And she was like, there's absolutely no way this story is true. And I felt so bad because I knew that this woman was telling the truth. You know why I knew? Because exactly what the woman was saying had been done to her had been done to me. And there were just stories, and Sharon, I don't know if you can bear witness with this, maybe you can. There were things that people have done to you that you won't even tell other people about, because they'll think you're crazy. Right? And so sometimes you just keep things to yourself. You're like, I can't tell anybody this. They'll never believe me. They will think I am making this up. And so this poor woman was telling this story, and the judge ripped her apart. Yes, Sharon, I kind of know from our old conversations that you can bear witness to this, right? Okay, think back to some of our conversations in the context of our conversations. And I know that you know, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. So Judge Hatchett tore this woman apart, and she was like, I can't believe you're in the courtroom lying on this man. And I'm sitting this, and I'm screaming at the TV. Yes, we know, Sharon. I'm screaming at the TV. Judge, this lady is telling the truth. She's telling the truth. It seems crazy because when you don't think like, yes, we did share a lot. When you don't think like that, your mind, you can't even wrap your head around the fact that somebody would do and say these things. It's only if you have lived through it that you understand. And my heart broke for that woman. It really did. My heart broke for that woman that day. I was like, first of all, she had to endure what she endured. Now she's on TV being publicly humiliated. She's telling the truth. She's basically being, dismissed. This character's going to walk out of this courtroom free. She has co-signed his bad behavior. And this poor woman had not, what do you do after that? Right? And so I say all of that to say, when wicked people come up with plots and schemes and plans, a lot of it is well thought out. And people, those of us that don't think like that, you will not believe the story that the other person is telling you. Absolutely. You have had to have been through it in those shoes, right? Or someone has to witness it. Absolutely, Sharon. Absolutely. And I knew in my heart of hearts that woman told the truth. And she went into that courtroom, and Judge had her for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I said, what a shame, because this woman really needed assistance and she didn't get it that day. And I love that judge. But that day, and I understood how she missed it. I did. I understood how she missed it, because I understand that there are certain things that you go through that if people have not walked through it themselves, they'll give you the side eye, because they're like, you have to be making that up. But there are certain things you're not making it up, but we just don't think like that. And we don't think other people are capable, but they are. And this tells you there are people that are pregnant with wickedness, lies, schemes, plots, plans, and tricks. And if you don't have the discernment of the Lord, when you come across these people, you will fall victim. This is how people get swindled out of money. Right? This is how they prey upon the old people, and they call and they get the older people, let me not say it like that. The older people, the elderly people. This is how they prey on them, and they become victims because they're not thinking like that. And then you have these people that prey on them, and they say they need assistance, and they just want to help. On Clubhouse. They just want to help. And the next thing you know, I don't know what that comment is, but you're in Clubhouse and I'm in Clubhouse all the time listening. So you'll have to tell me privately what you mean about the comment about Clubhouse, because I'm sure I get it. But this is how people fall victim. All right. So that was verse 14. I got stuck on the pregnant part because that kind of hit me. Verse 17, I will give to the Lord the thanks due to his righteousness and justice, and I will sing praise to the name of the Lord Most High. And I chose that for our verse of the day. I posted that as our scripture of the day because I love that. And like I said yesterday, as for me and my house, and as for me personally, as for me, Alison Vaughn, I choose to serve the Lord. At this time in my life, at 55, I'll be 56 in December. At this time in my life, I have chosen to turn my back on all foolishness and everything that does not serve me, everything that is not pushing me closer to heaven and to the day that I hear the Lord say, well done, my daughter, well done. That's my goal right now. So if it's not serving me and it's not helping me become a better version of me, and it's not helping me become more solid in the things of God, I don't really have time. I don't have time for the foolishness at this point in my life. I'm on a track to make sure that I don't miss heaven. I don't want to miss heaven. All right. So that was verse 17. And with that, let me see if there was something. I feel like there was something else I wanted to mention in here. Oh, let me back up to verse. Let me go back to 1. Oh Lord my God, in you I take refuge and put my trust. Save me from all those who pursue and persecute me, and deliver me, lest my foe tear my life from my body like a lion, dragging me away while there is none to deliver. Now, quickly, I was watching a video yesterday. Something just happened to pop up on my phone, and it was a video of a lion being attacked all around by like hyenas and some other lions and the animals in the jungle. And then the video says something like 1, 2, 3, go. And all of a sudden you see all of these lions come to save this one lion. And they went to battle with the other lions, and all the other lions, they just scattered, right? Like when the lions showed up on the scene, everybody else knew the king of the jungle was here, and they beat it if they got out alive, but they scattered. So when I read this morning, it said, lest my foe tear my life from my body like a lion. My mind immediately went back to that video yesterday, dragging me away while there is none to deliver. Because those lions, they didn't come to play. They had a job to do. They came to get that lion, save that lion, and tear every other animal that was attacking that lion apart. And when I said that video named it right, it was like 1, 2, 3, go. And then you just see lions come, and they were there to handle their business. And they were there to tear those other animals. You just saw them biting into those other animals. So when I read this, and this said, lest my foe tear my life like a lion, dragging me away while there is none to deliver, I just saw that video clearly in my mind. There are certain things we just don't want to tangle with, and we don't want to entangle ourselves with. And I don't want to have to endure the judgment of the Lord for things that I got myself into, that I had no business getting myself into. Okay, so then it says, oh Lord my God, if I have done this, if there is wrong in my hands, if I have paid back with evil him who was at peace with me, or without cause have robbed him who was my enemy. And so I really had to pause when I read this. If I have paid back with him evil, if I have paid back evil, him who was at peace with me, that's a mistake, right? That means we're doing wrong to people who've not even wronged us. And so we have to, we have to make amends. We have to repent for that. Or without cause have robbed him who was my enemy. So we have to be careful how we treat people. Basically, that's how I took that. We have to be careful of how we treat people. And, again, I'm going to talk about the conversation I had with my cousin about, about 3 weeks ago now, how when we meet people, when we leave, we want to leave them better than they were before they met us. I always want to leave an impact on somebody for the better, right? Like I want to be able to speak something into somebody's life that causes them to be better, want to be better, or just have a better day. Even if it's just for the moment, just have a better day, have a better perspective, a better outlook on life, a better walk with the Lord. If I can encourage somebody to pray, to read their Bible, to fast, then that's a good thing. But in this, that's really my goal. My goal is to leave people better, add something positive to their day so that when they have a memory of me, when they hear my name, is for good, not for evil. All right. So with that, let me tell you what I have named our day. I have named our day efficient. And why, Allison? Because I need to be efficient. And I'm sure all of us have things that we need to be efficient in, just like when I named the day effective. Today, I need to be efficient. So I looked up the word efficient. And it said, with regard to people working in a well-organized and competent way. And then it said, this was the first definition I read before I realized that it had one for machines and systems and one for people. The first definition I read, it says achieving maximum productivity with minimum wasted effort or expense. And so that I'm going to substitute that for our purposes, time. So we want to achieve today and for every day after today. We want to achieve maximum productivity with minimum wasted effort or time. And I'm going to say and or time. And so that goes back to the other declaration that we will not waste our time. I will not waste my time. And so I sat down this morning and I started making my to-do list. This is everything that I want to accomplish today. I'm going to figure out the order in which I need to do this because I have several stores I need to go to. So I always try to go in a circle so that I'm not wasting my time backtracking, going backwards. I want to do everything in a loop so that I save time, save gas, save energy. So I've written out my to-do list for today. I'll sit down now when I'm done with this, figure out how I can do this efficiently. Good morning, Kimberly. And maximize my time and decrease the amount of effort and energy that it takes me. So basically, what am I saying? I'm saying I want to learn how to work smarter, not harder. Right? So for that reason, I have named today efficient. That means, again, we want to be well organized, working in a competent way, maximizing productivity with minimum wasted effort and minimum wasted time. So that's what I have to say today about Psalms chapter 7. I hope that blessed you. I hope that resonates with you. And Greg, you asked me to let you know when I am going on another fast. I'm going on a fast effective today. Today is the 7th. My prayer partner, Debbie, asked me if I would go on a 21-day Daniel fast with her, which of course I agreed because she has never said no to me. Anytime I have asked her to fast with me or if she wants to fast, she has always said yes 100% of the time. So she asked me to go on a 21-day fast with her and I'm in. So I'm starting today. I don't know whether she's starting today or not because I told her I needed time to get home and shop, get the vegetables in the house. But I have a vegetable box that comes to me every month and my vegetables arrived yesterday. So I am in place to start my fast today. If she can't start today, I'm just going to extend it, for however long when she starts. But I am declaring today publicly, this way I can't back out on it. Today, October 7th, I am declaring a 21-day Daniel fast. So, there you have it, Greg. If you want to jump on with us at any point, feel free. I know I didn't give you any notice, but I woke up this morning and I felt convicted. I knew I was going to start between tomorrow and Saturday with Debbie anyway, but I woke up this morning, I'm just being very transparent. I woke up this morning and I felt convicted because I went to get dressed and I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, Allison, you fasted 70 days this year with no meat, no sugar, eating fruits and vegetables. I lost a ton of weight and I looked at myself in the mirror this morning and I was like, this is a disgrace. You have put this weight back on. Your clothes are tight again. What was it all for? Now, I haven't lost the spiritual part of it, but the physical part that I had gained, I undid it. And I was like, that's insanity. That's a disgrace. That lack does not show wisdom, right? And I'm on here talking about wisdom. We just finished the book of Proverbs and wisdom. There was no wisdom. Now, some of it, let me say this is not an excuse, but this is just natural what happens when you fast, right? I did a 10-day water fast. So naturally, the weight that I lost from just consuming water, the minute that you eat, you're going to put that back on. So understanding that when I started to consume food and liquids again, a certain amount of the weight would come back on. That's understood. That's natural with any kind of severe, drastic fast like that, right? But the rest of this, not being in the gym every day, and so that was kind of, the point of the fast was not weight. So let me just say that I was on the fast for a spiritual reason, but I have lost the physical gains or results of feeling better, not carrying around all the excess pounds. And so for that reason, I woke up this morning as I was getting dressed and I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, Allison, this is a disgrace. This doesn't make any sense. You've been on this cycle, this yo-yo cycle, since you were 12 years old, literally. And you have to find a way to be consistent in managing your weight. And so with that, I said, you know what? Don't prolong this fast. Get back on it and do it, right? Like fasting, like you should have enough discipline in your life now after just fasting 70 days it shouldn't take me a week of preparation anymore to fast. I should not have to think and try to get my mindset right. Get my grocery set? Yes. Get my mind right to call a fast? No. At this point, I should be at a level of maturity when I decide I need to fast, that on a dime, I flip that switch and I fast. And so with that, I woke up this morning feeling very convicted, very disgusted at what I saw in the mirror. And I said, get it together, girl. Get on that fast. And so my box of vegetables came. My refrigerator is full of vegetables. And so I'm on it. And so now I got to lock back down, cut it out, and go on a 21-day Daniel fast effective immediately. I don't have time to play games with myself, psyching myself up to fast anymore. It's too late in the game for that. I fast too much to have to be at that point, right? And I said, if you can go 10 days surviving on water, just water, you need to be able to get on a Daniel fast in 30 seconds. You need to be able to rein it in, get it together, get in alignment, and get it done. And so, Greg, I say all of that to say, effective immediately, Allison is on a 21-day Daniel fast. It is what it is. Like, I have to. So you jump on whenever you want to jump on, you can jump on it. But my fast has to start today. Like, I can't play around with this anymore. I got to get my flesh back under subjection. It's just that simple. All right. So everyone have a wonderful day. I'm on my plan of efficiency today. I'm going to be efficient. I got my to-do list out. I'm going to figure out how to maximize my time, maximize the moment, get the most out of my day, work smarter, not harder, in less time, so that I can get myself to the gym, get a good 90-minute workout. And that's the other thing, that now that I'm back home, I have no excuse for not being in the gym 5 days a week, 90 minutes a day. So I will have my schedule situated. I'm going to map out the times for everything. And then I'm going to get it done. And I'll report back to you tomorrow. All right. Kimberly, have a wonderful day. Good to see you this morning. Sharon, thank you so much for joining me. Glad to have you always, 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 always. Everyone else, I'm not naming names because I don't want to get in trouble when I miss people. Everyone, have a wonderful day. I hope this blessed you. Thank you. Blessings to you. I'll see you tomorrow morning for Psalms chapter 8. All right. Bye, Kimberly.